You know what I'm saying? The streets is the streets. This is industry. Niggas want to bring their lawyers to motherfucking battles, man. Don't bring your lawyer, man. Bring your gat or bring your clique, man. Straight up. So it's a big difference.
What's up? What's Gucci? What's good? Welcome back. It's your girl, JB the Glue, here to give y'all the facts of what's going on with this Drake pre-action lawsuit. Well, not a lawsuit, pre-action petition. He filed not one, but two of these pre-action petitions against Not Like Us. Funny enough, it wasn't directly at Kendrick Lamar. It was at his own label, UMG, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. In today's video, I'm going to give you all the details and the facts. I'll give y'all some of my opinions, and we'll touch on, no Diddy, how this could affect other parts of the music industry, specifically streaming down the line. But before we do all that, I'm going to ask y'all to subscribe. A lot of y'all watch my videos and y'all not subscribed. I see y'all, and you see me seeing y'all. So just subscribe so we can all see each other. You know what I mean? Join the gang. We have fun over here. And with that out of the way, roll the theme music.
Catch me when you see me, when you see me greet me, or you'll catch a bleed.
Okay, so boom, real quick. A pre-action petition is basically a fact-finding mission. Drake and his team are just trying to gather as much information and documents as possible so that if and when they are ready to file a lawsuit, they have all their ducks in a row. And it also gives all the other companies a chance to get all their stuff ready so that they can fight off the things that they're being accused of. And because it's not a lawsuit yet, that means that other companies, other people, new allegations can all be added when they do file their initial lawsuit. The first pre-action petition was filed back on Monday, November 25th in New York through Drake's Frozen Moments LLC. In it, he's saying that UMG paid for bots and paid influencers to help boost the numbers of Not Like Us in that first couple days. Spotify, because they have to license music from the labels to even have it on their platform, Drake and his team are saying that UMG lowered the licensing rate by 30% on Not Like Us as an incentive for Spotify to recommend the song to users who were searching for stuff that was totally unrelated to the song. Apple Music is also accused of being paid to have Siri basically do the same thing, but as of right now, they are not named as a defendant. But like I said, this is not a lawsuit, so if and when they do file a lawsuit, don't be surprised if you see Apple as one of the defendants as well. The only influencers as of right now that was named specifically in this petition is the NFR podcast, which funny enough is run by two Canadian guys. And they said that they were paid to post content around the song. Another thing that Drake and his team found a problem with was the fact that UMG removed the copyright on YouTube and on Twitch to let streamers react to the songs. And I'm guessing he had an issue with that because that was the first time in UMG's history that they ever removed the copyright for someone. Drake's main complaint with all of this is because UMG was oversaturating the market with Not Like Us, it was overshadowing other artists like Drake. I refuse to believe that the irony is lost on this man. For Drake of all people to be complaining about oversaturation, like the same Aubrey Graham that when he dropped Scorpion had his face on every single Spotify playlist, even the ones that he did not have music on. It was so bad that users were demanding refunds because of this blast promotion. So for him to be like,
hey, y'all are putting Not Like Us everywhere, I'm not getting a chance to get my music streamed,
is crazy. Mind you, both Drake and Kendrick have deals under UMG and have been that way since the majority of their career, honestly. I think the thing that's the most laughable is the fact that Drake's source for the bots is goddamn DJ Academics. Like, come on, bro. The petition specifically cites a stream that Act did a while back with an alleged hacker who says that he was paid $2,500 to get Not Like Us 300,000 streams on Spotify on the first day. He also says that he was promised another $2,500 plus a percentage of the sales.
Well, then now the obvious comes in. you basically said that you're being open and honest and even coming out to say everything you say now because you're pretty much kind of done with this. Are you at the point that you're down to reveal who you've worked with, songs you've worked on, and are you trying to be as transparent as that?
Yeah, so I'll tell you who I recently worked for. Other artists, I still have very good relationships with them and their label and their managers.
Okay.
So there's certain people who I would never do that to out of respect. But the most recent song I did do all the bots for, well, most of it and the marketing was Not Like Us.
Break that down. So somebody reaches out to you for 30 million streams. What'd you tell them? How much money?
So I was actually promised so cuts as well. So I was promised payments after, but up front I was promised 5K.
Okay.
They told me it was for a big artist. Promised 5K up front.
Okay.
They sent me 2.5K, and then I was also promised after the song performed, I was also gonna receive a little percentage of the song, so points on the song.
That
don't make no sense.
If all it takes is $2,500, I will quit YouTube right now and start rapping. If that's all it takes, y'all.
Here, look.
You got a point right here. It is.
Boom. Bam. Bop. Bada bop. Boom. Pow.
What makes it even more funny is the fact that Act eventually reneged on this same interview.
Now, I'll be honest with you. I talked to my man from Spotify. I won't say the name right now. But legit Spotify nigga, he said, hey, yo, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what that person on your stream was talking about. Them Kendrick streams is real. That's what
I'm saying. What I did, I called the people that I know oversee those people that play like that. And I PTR'd it on my floor. They said, whack, we didn't work that. We didn't touch that.
Even during the damn interview, though, Ack was questioning whether or not what this guy was telling him was the truth.
Okay. Now, you're talking to somebody that's not industry dumb. Put it like this. My voice is on Push-Ups by Drake. I don't have percentage of that song. I would look like an idiot, and I'm pretty sure Drake would just block me if I said, give me percentage on the song. Now, you're a digital marketer.
Yeah, this is like my full-time job.
Engineers don't even get percentage of the song. Why? Is this the first time someone's promised you percentage on a song? Labels are stingy. Rappers are stingy. They're not going to give you percentage. They might give you a little fee, but they're not giving you percentage of the song.
Honestly, having Ack as a source was should have already been the nail in the coffin. Let's be honest. Just throw the whole legal team away.
Know your place, trash.
Now, I'm not going to be the one to put it past UMG to pay influencers to promote their artists' music. But let's not act like there wasn't a whole battle going on, that the whole hip-hop community was glued to their phones waiting to see what would happen next. And it's not like this was only for Kendrick. These same influencers who were posting about Kendrick were posting about Drake.
Just when I was about to go to sleep. I can't go to sleep no more, bro.
Bro, I'm not as young as I once was, bro. I can't be staying up that late.
I Drake up at midnight talking about Family Matters.
7 minutes. Drake has something to say. I expect bombs. I expect a bye-bye.
It was all every blog was posting about. It was all every YouTuber was analyzing. It was all every streamer was reacting to. We all remember the night that Meet the Grands dropped, right? We were in awe at the fact that Drake dropped the song with the music video. And for that first 30 minutes, we were eating it up, trying to analyze every lyric and the video at the same time.
Yo man a Lil K, we call that shit a mini Drake.
Yo man like a little AK, like he a little pipsqueak.
We call that shit a mini Drake.
Also a little K dot versus your man's a little Kendrick, like literally your son.
That was a bar.
And then Kendrick dropped Meet the Grams and deflated all the hype that Drake had made.
What the fuck? Yo, I just looked. Kendrick dropped 2. Oh my God, this is crazy. Drake just dropped on YouTube, and he dropped a little preview snippet on Instagram, and you're telling me that Kendrick dropped again? The fuck are you telling me?
And then the next day, he popped out with Not Like Us.
Are y'all trolling me? Kendrick did not drop, bro.
He dropped again?
Not again, bro.
After Meet the Grams?
What is going on?
This is getting crazy, bro.
This man be popping up at all time of hours.
I left for a whole cookout for this.
I can't even go shopping, bro.
I need sleep. I live here now, as you guys can see, because Kendrick gonna let me leave.
So it's not like we weren't all paying attention. It was not like he came out of nowhere with this song and then it blew out of nowhere. There was so much hype that built up to Not Like Us to make it the phenomenon that it became.
Dick eating, bro.
It's facts! It's facts! It's not facts. These facts is not facts. It's not facts.
Bro, y'all dick eating.
It's facts. It's facts.
Not only that, but the song is a bop. And it's catchy as hell. Drake kept taunting Kendrick, telling him to drop. And that's exactly what Kendrick did. Asking you shall receive type shit. I don't know what to tell you. And Drake and all his little fanboys kept saying that it was impossible for Kendrick to make a club banger as good as the ones that Drake can make. And Kendrick said,
You sure about that?
I feel like Drake is choosing not to understand the fact that Not Like Us is more than just a song that has the world singing and dancing and calling him a certified PDF file. At this point, it's an anthem against culture vultures who infiltrate and take from the community. And this is a problem that's not just in hip hop. This happens from everything from the slang that we use, the clothes that we wear, all of that stuff gets commodified and used for everybody else to make a quick buck. And as soon as they make that quick buck, they're gone. They just threw it away the way we threw away Family Matters when Meet the Grams dropped. I'm gonna get off my soapbox because this is not what this video is about. The point that I'm trying to make is they both had the same amount of eyes and ears on them at that time. It's not Kendrick's fault that the Hard Part 6, Drake's Hard Part 6 that he dropped after Not Like Us, didn't land with the people. Not only did Drake basically concede on Family Matters when he said that he was done and going on vacation, but his total misinterpretation of Mother I Sober that he tried and failed to throw in Kendrick's face really just ruined the whole song for most people. Honestly, some of the things that he did throughout the battle kind of rubbed people the wrong way. Like the line about getting the slaves free and the Tupac AI. Things like that, people really weren't feeling. So when he did drop the Hard Part 6, it was just kind of the nail in the coffin that everyone was like, yeah, just wrap it up, pack it up, my guy, you lost. Like I said earlier, the only influencers who were named specifically in this petition was the NFR podcast. And if you spend any time at all on music Twitter, you'll recognize them as one of the many accounts that post daily updates about music. According to the petition, UMG paid them specifically to post about the song on all their social media platforms and to talk about the song on their podcast. And then it goes on to cite a few posts where they talked about where the song went #1 and a few of the records that it broke. Funny thing is, right? They do this for everyone. And it wasn't like they were only doing this for Kendrick at that time. They do this for Drake as well. As a person who posts current events and news updates on Instagram, Twitter, Bluesky, Threads.
Shameless plug. Follow me on everything at jbtheglue.
I can tell you that if something happens that I know for a fact that a majority of people are interested in or care about or want to know about, you don't have to ask me. I'm gonna post about it. I want to post about things that people care about. Why would I post about things that I know is not gonna get any engagement? And I'm not gonna say that UMG or put it past UMG to pay influencers to do these things, because I'm pretty sure they do these things. But to say that, or to make it seem as if the only reason why NFR podcast was posting about Not Like Us is because they were getting paid is bullshit, to be honest.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now.
And again, for Aubrey Drake Graham to be complaining that someone is the main topic on all the media platforms is crazy. Like, I remember back when he was on that very last tour that he was on, I feel like every other post that I made was about Drake. Like, Drake sneak dicks Childish Gambino on stage. Drake and 21 Savage announce a joint album. First Person Shooter went #1. It's not like Drake hasn't been the person that every blog, every YouTuber, everybody has been talking about. So for him to complain that he is not the media darling for once is honestly, it's really petty. And it's not like Drake wasn't playing the influencer game too. If I'm not mistaken, it was when he dropped Family Matters. He gave academics a full 30-minute heads up that he was going to drop the song. If I remember right, academics was at a concert, right? Left the concert to make sure that he was on stream for this song. Not only did he leave a concert, he also texted the next biggest streamer that everyone else was paying attention to, Kai Cenat, and gave him a heads up so that he could tell his audience that something was on the way.
Yo! Drake just text me!
Stay on stream.
Yo, gang.
Are you on stream?
I'm on stream.
Stay on stream.
You said what?
Stay on stream.
What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, stay on the phone? Stay on, like, what do you mean?
Stay on stream. Don't worry. Stay on stream. Hey, put it like this. I'm at a concert and I'm going home. Just stay on stream, gang.
Say no more.
You don't gotta say nothing less.
Say no more. Oh my God, he's dropping. Oh my God, he's dropping tonight.
Kendrick, on the other hand, chose to move in silence and chose to take the surprise route with every single one of his drops. The only allegation that really holds any water to me whatsoever is the one about UMG lowering the licensing rate by 30% in exchange for Spotify redirecting users to Not Like Us. Rory from the Rory and Mal podcast had an interesting take on this. Check it out.
I have no dog in this fight. I like Kendrick's music. I like Drake's music. I also think both of them have used bots via UMG, whether they knew it or not. What stood out to me in that paperwork was the accusation that UMG lowered their licensing rate by 30% for Not Like Us. Just a quick history lesson. How we even got to the value of what a stream is was based off Spotify and the three majors negotiating on what that value would be. What makes it even crazier is all three majors have actual stock and ownership within Spotify. That would be illegal in any other business in the world, but it's a music industry, so anything can fly. To the point that I worked at a major when Spotify went public, and they emailed all of us as employees and said, you cannot buy stock because that would be insider trading. Now imagine you're an artist and you know that the people that own your music plus the people that distribute your music, which is a whole separate tech company, are in cahoots to define what a dollar means within the music industry. And then you later find out that for one artist and one song, they devalued that dollar. You wouldn't have an issue with it?
Honestly, what he's saying makes a lot of sense. Because if UMG is doing this, it's basically lowering the priority of everyone else's song. For example, 4Batch dropped his debut. I think it was an album. I'm not sure if it was an album or a mixtape, but I'm gonna say it was an album. He dropped that around the same time all of this was going on. And he even made a tweet joking like, hey, I dropped too. I low-key feel like that line with Kendrick saying,
Ain't
dot. Can I get a drop? I'm like, nigga, nah.
I low-key felt like that's about 4Bats and everybody else who was complaining about not getting any visibility during the beef. Honestly, this kid really opened this up to like a class action lawsuit. And if you don't know what a class action lawsuit is, it's basically when other people who have been affected by the same situation can basically be like, yeah, I'm a victim too. So yeah, if 4Bats wanted to be like, yeah, I want to jump on this thing with Drake, he could. The best way for me to explain it would be with an analogy. So say for example, your parents supply the food for your school's cafeteria, and your parents make a deal with the school saying, hey, we'll charge y'all half the price that we normally charge for milk if you give our kid twice as much food during lunch. If you were everybody else, you'd be like, damn, why does Timmy have 2 burgers and I only have 1 burger? It really is not fair, especially when this is your label and they're supposed to be putting the same priority on everybody, even though we know labels, they're not going to do that. They're going to put the priority on their cash cows, but in actuality, everyone should technically be getting the same advantages. So if they can lower the licensing rate for Kendrick, then they should be open to lowering the licensing rate for everybody else. I truly cannot shake the feeling that this is gonna somehow have a ripple effect on streaming. And honestly, I don't think that's a bad thing. Because if you did not know, streaming is basically the wild, wild west of the music industry right now, and could really use some regulation. And what Drake and his team are alleging isn't just your regular legal allegations. What they're claiming is Universal is violating civil RICO. And we all know what a RICO is. If the government steps in, they just might say, hey, you know what? We're just gonna have to make some rules to regulate what y'all got going on because y'all are wildin'. Right now in the music industry, there's really no rule against the major labels buying stock in all of the streaming services and vice versa. So since there's no rule that they can't, best believe that they do. So they're like double, triple, quadruple dipping. So if we're lowering the licensing rate to a song that we technically already own, what are we doing here? You get what I mean? So definitely agree that Drake shouldn't necessarily be the only artist upset if this is happening. What's up? Editing JP here. I just noticed I never explained what was going on with Siri. Basically, people were reporting that when they would ask Siri to play Certified Lover Boy on Spotify, it would respond by playing Not Like Us. Eventually, people realized that this was happening because Siri utilizes lyrics along with album titles and song titles to search what you're looking for. Hip Hop DX's Jeremy Hutch posted 2 separate videos, one saying how that was weird that it was happening, and 2 as an update saying how this is the reason why it's happening. The petition references Jeremy's first video, but not his second video, which is kind of funny. I'm just gonna play a video of Jeremy talking about it himself.
Drake used my video in a lawsuit against Universal Music Group? What? What a week it has been. First we got the broccoli, now we get the paperwork. Now this isn't an official lawsuit, it is what's called a pre-action petition. But Drake is basically claiming that UMG was using bots and other online tactics to push Kendrick's Not Like Us, inflate the numbers, inflate the streams, therefore degrading his image further in a song that called him you know what. Is this the guy who said, never mind. This is a Supreme Court of the state of New York document. If you scroll down a couple pages, one of the things that Drake is alluding to, online sources reported that when users asked Siri to play the album Certified Lover Boy by recording artist Aubrey J. Graham, Siri instead played Not Like Us, which contains the lyric Certified, an allegation against Drake. Now it's interesting, this online source here, if you go to the footnote number 15, it will take you to an article on Vibe magazine, and in paragraph 2, it says Hip Hop DX's Jeremy Heck revealed the interesting tidbit in a video this past Wednesday. As fans saw the video and tried it out for themselves, they realized that it was happening to them as well. Play Certified Lover Boy on Spotify. Psst, I see dead people. That's crazy. Now, as a reporter, eventually they all concluded that this was happening because Siri utilizes lyrics along with albums and titles to play what was requested with a vocal command in case the user does not know the actual song title. Research and figure it out because this is going viral. They identify things using lyrics within the song. I'm assuming this feature is for people who don't know the name of a song, but they know the lyrics, and they ask Siri to play it. And Siri, can you play Drop, 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 Drop on Spotify?
Maybe in this song, you shouldn't start by saying...
So it went to Family Matters by Drake. Siri, can you play Wop, 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 Wop on Spotify? Psst, I see dead people. So there you have it. You'd think that they would include that part in the paperwork, but...
Since Kendrick isn't named at all in either of these lawsuits, technically, Drake isn't accusing him of doing anything. Drake believes that this is all a plot by UMG to lower his stock because he's trying to renegotiate his deal with them. Now, my question is, why would Drake's rich baby daddy, Lucien Grange, owner of UMG, go from Drake can have whatever the hell he wants to Drake needs to get the hell out of here?
They say rich baby daddy, it's like Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucien and Universal.
Wow.
He's like, like, man, my daddy got it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my daddy controlled the spins. My daddy got the DSPs. My daddy. Drake has a rich baby daddy.
And that's where I call bullshit. Until I get more concrete evidence as to a motive, as to why they would want to end his decade-long run. Like, he's literally their cash cow. Personally, I feel like Drake did this to himself. He lost me back when he dropped Views from the Six. And he kept poking the bear. And eventually, the bear bit him. And now, he looks crazy.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
It's kind of funny because this is basically the same situation that Drake put Meek Mill in. Before Drake and Meek Mill had their little back and forth, Meek was a respected street rapper. But after Drake went back to back on his ass, we cringe every time he opens his mouth. It's almost karma. It really is almost karma. Hopefully this don't look too different. The sun went down. I had to turn on the light, so that's why it looks different. Back to regular scheduled stuff. Moving on to the second petition, which was filed the very next day in Texas with iHeartRadio instead of Spotify. And in this one, Drake and his team were claiming the one thing everyone was shocked he wasn't screaming in the first petition, which was defamation. Drake and his team claimed that UMG knowingly released and distributed a song that falsely accused him of being, a 6ix9ine god. Drake's lawyers are saying that at any point, UMG could have said, 1, we're not releasing this, or 2, you need to change this before we release this. But instead, they just let it slide. iHeartRadio is involved because Drake and his team are claiming that they accepted payola to keep Not Like Us on rotation. Mind you, iHeartRadio operates more than 150 different radio stations. Now, this second petition has more of a leg to stand on, in my opinion, but there are still some glaring holes with what he's claiming. Besides the fact that this petition does not cite academics as a source, the other reason why I feel like this petition holds more water than the first one is because UMG has been caught red-handed participating in payola in the past. Back in 2006, the New York Attorney General caught UMG participating in pay to play to up the chart positions of artists like Ashley Simpson and Brian McKnight. Apparently, they would offer DJs things like tickets to sporting events, laptops, stays at luxury hotels. They even would have employees and interns call up the radio stations to request the songs that they already paid to have played. Apparently, 2 of the songs that they did this for was Ashanti's Rain on Me and Ludacris's Stand Up. And to be honest, it makes sense because those songs were on the radio all the time back in the day, especially Ludacris's Stand Up. Recently, Funk Flex came out saying that he stands with Drake and said that payola is very much so still a thing in the radio world. He even went as far as to post like the prices for whatever it is that you may want.
And back Kendrick, this is crazy. Nah, you got a case. It's a case. Drake, let me know when you get that paperwork. Oh, man. I did not take money to play this Kendrick song. Let's go.
Honestly, that was kind of sketchy to me. Like, Flex, are you dry snitching on yourself? Why did you have that on deck like that?
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Personally, I can't comment on whether or not Not Like Us was constantly on the radio, as I live in the year 2024 currently, and I have Bluetooth in my car. So I don't listen to the radio, but I do not put it past UMG to do this if this is true, and I'm pretty sure Not Like Us got more than its fair share of spins. Now, the defamation thing might seem like the easiest claim for Drake to make, and honestly, it's probably the most understandable one too, but it's really not as simple as it seems. You see, for the average person like you and me, filing and winning a defamation suit would probably be not that hard for us to do because we're nobodies. We don't have Wikipedia pages dedicated to our lives. People aren't constantly keeping up with everything that we do, recording it, putting it on the internet for other people to consume. So if someone were to lie on us, it'd be a lot harder to disprove that lie. Now, that's a whole different situation when you're dealing with a public figure like an actor or a musician or even a politician. A judge will most likely just throw a case out if the thing that is being claimed as defamation can be disproven with a quick Google search. Now, granted, calling someone a certified PDF file is a serious allegation to make and can't really just be Google searched away, but Kendrick is not the first person to say it. He's not the one to originate the rumor. It's something that's been online for years. Fans have been saying it for years, either being serious or as a joke. Kendrick is a huge star and his words hold way more weight than some randoms on the internet, but it was in a song. He didn't say it in an interview. It wasn't like he was on IG Live. It was in a song. And artists exaggerate in their music all of the time. And then you add on the fact that it wasn't just any regular song. It was a diss record. Diss records are made to be disrespectful. No one's saying that they're really looking for the truth, even though it turned into a battle of who has the juiciest truth to tell about the other person. But come on now, it's a rap battle. Are we really doing this? Are we really claiming defamation on a diss record?
What happened to the original plot of the movie?
Is this what hip hop has come to? And let's not pretend like Kendrick was the only one making defamatory statements in this rap battle. If we're being honest here, Drake was the one who started making everything personal when he brought up Kendrick's fiance, claiming that she was unhappy and that Kendrick was putting the beats on her. He even went as far as to claim that the son that Kendrick and Whitney have together is not actually Kendrick's son, but in fact fathered by his manager, longtime collaborator, and damn near best friend, Dave Free. If anyone has a case for defamation, it's Whitney, no? She did not sign up for this. She is not a public figure. She's just married to one. And here comes Drake shining this big ass light on her, claiming all of these things that are, according to Kendrick and Whitney, not true. And wouldn't you know it, Drake released and distributed his diss records through UMG. And they also went through the whole process without getting flagged to be changed or anything like that either. So again, here comes Drake with the hypocrisy. See, my biggest issue with the both of these petitions and just this whole legal situation as a whole is The only way I feel like Drake would know that UMG is doing this is because they've done it for him. How else would he have such detailed knowledge of what was being done over at UMG for a whole other artist? Like, I get it, this is your label, but how much pull do you have at this label for you to know what's going on in the inner workings of someone else's situation? And in the petition, Drake claims that UMG was trying to clean up the situation by firing employees who were loyal to Drake, so maybe that's how he found out that this was happening. My main issue with this whole petition situation is the fact that I strongly believe the only way Drake would know that UMG for a fact does this is because they've done it for him. Like I said already, it is kind of ridiculous that Drake of all people is complaining about oversaturation, y'all. It feels like we all have had front row seats to the Drake show for the past 10 years. And hey, I liked the Drake show. It was fun. They were bops. But I find it very hypocritical of him to want to run and scream foul play now that he's not the one at the very tip top. And it's also a bit self-centered for him to think that another artist can't do the same thing he does. And if they do it, it's because they're cheating. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm on the label side, because I'm not on the label side. If they really and truly orchestrated this whole plot against Drake to get him out of here so that they don't have to renegotiate his deal, I hope that he wins. But goddammit, I find it hard to believe that UMG all of a sudden doesn't want to play ball with Drake. To be honest, there's a very high chance that all of this is going to settle out of court anyways. I just hope that we get some updates as to whether or not this actually happened. Because if we just leave it up to thoughts and opinions like this, then you're gonna have people out there discrediting what Kendrick did. And if he didn't actually do it, then we really should be calling out these streaming services and these labels for inflating the numbers and not giving artists a fair shot to show what they've got. And with that being said, until further notice, until we get definitive proof that what Drake is claiming actually did happen, I'm choosing to believe that he's throwing a hissy fit, being a sore loser, and majority of this shit is probably just cap.
You guys make me sick to my stomachs, fam. Honestly, if you guys want to look in my eyes, you guys want to do something?
He's been saying that he's unfazed, unbothered. These are not the actions of an unfazed, unbothered man. He seems very much so fazed, very much so bothered. And I feel like he feels this way because he lost, and he really did not think that he was gonna lose. At least not lose this bad, you know? Because it was kind of bad.
Stop! He's already dead.
I think Drake needs to just take some time away, let us miss him a little bit, come back with something that makes us dance and wave our hands, and there won't be no stress. And look at that, you've made it to the end of the video. This is where I ask you to like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you
Want to join the tribe?
And to follow me on all my various social media sites where I post for the most part very regularly. I got some other videos on the way. I want to do a breakdown of the Squabble Up music video. I also want to do a breakdown of some of the songs from GNX. I also have this video on Beyonce and Taylor Swift that I'm working on. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and subscribe. Follow me on all my socials. And with that being said, don't forget to drive fast, take chances, and I'll see you in the next one.